Okay, so we'll start with some basics of Tableau. So we last time when we connected, we saw some basics of Tableau, and we were able to see how easy it is to create dashboards in Tableau, right? Whatever we learned in Excel during our Excel sessions, we created dynamic dashboards, and we saw that how challenging it is, I will not say challenging, how complex it is in Excel to create the dashboard as compared to Tableau. So these tools are basically very business user friendly tools. You really do not need any major technical skill set to learn these tools. That is the point that the companies are focusing on these days. They are trying to make things easy, so that you even though you are a business user, you can basically not dependent on someone for your analysis and everything. And Tableau is really a good tool to create basics, okay, basic reporting. Like we created some basic views. ये तो नहीं है. I just not sure if it is there. Okay, इसमें नहीं है. So I'm at what the point I'm trying to make is, we created some basic visualizations, then we put together a basic. Okay, we can do it right now simply. So let's say if I just want to create a very simple dashboard. Okay, automatic. लेट्स से मेरा मैप है उसमें, जो कि मैप को लेने देते हैं अभी. बार चार्ट है, ओवरऑल चार्ट है, स्कैटर प्लॉट है, ओवरऑल नहीं, इंडिविजुअल एक्सिस है. ओके, now and then we want to filter it based on my pie chart. So I'll use my pie chart as a filter, fit this as an entire view, and then I will use this as a filter so that I can slice and dice using my pie chart when I create. So all these things are very easy now, compared to Excel. In Excel, probably you cannot even do this. Excel में आपको pivot पे click करने का option and everything is not there. You have to create a drop down with these three names and everything. Okay, so this is good for the basic things. Okay, now Tableau is more complex than, can do more complex things than the basic reporting. Okay, it can do high end analysis. It can help you identify hidden trends in your business. It can help you with the problem solving analytics. Let's say example will be a supply chain का एक example रहेगा कि supply chain में basically a sourcing करके there is one division. Okay, sourcing, wherein we procure raw materials from vendors. Okay, raw materials हम लोग vendor से लेते हैं, and we spend around say certain amount, say let's say 5 million in a year. Now we hired a survey company ने बोला कि भाई आपका जो ओवरऑल टन टन सेल्स है, विच इज से 500 million, उसके कंपेयर में आपका जो कॉस्ट है 5 billion सोर्सिंग का, वो बहुत ज़्यादा है. Now you need to find out and saving opportunity. Okay, now this kind of opportunity, Tableau will be very handy to identify where you should focus on bringing this saving. So all these problem solving analytics can also be done on Tableau. So whatever we have learned so far in the last session, we saw a very basic functionality of Excel, just creating charts and putting them into dashboards and applying filter or using existing chart as a filter. Now we will move on to some uh, advanced topics. Okay, now we'll start with the map first. We struggled a little bit in our last session with the map, so I wanted to cover maps again. Okay, now let me clear this first. Okay, so if you have a very clean data that you inject in your Tableau, and if you have say उसमें states का नाम है, city का नाम है, then Tableau is intelligent enough to identify those field as a geographical data type. Okay, so this see, this का ये जो दिख रहा है icon, basically this is what the Tableau has identified this field as a geographical field. Okay, so that they can use as a this as a geographical representation. Now ये मेरा चालू हुआ है ना. Okay, ये सब कितना कैसे आ जाता है यार ये. Now my scenario is मेरे को state wise I want to understand sales. Okay, state wise. For that, what we'll do, I'll select country, state, and then sales. Okay, and then when show me, I'm seeing this. These are the two types of maps available. So this is called symbol map, and this is called field maps. Okay, first I'll see field maps. Okay, now based on the country and the region that is available on the data, Tableau will give you the map. Okay, अगर यूएस का डेटा रहता था तो इट विल गिव यू यूएस का मैप, अगर इंडिया का रहता था तो इंडिया का. करंटली इन डेटा वी हैव यूके का. ओके, यूके का रीजन्स एंड कंट्रीज. Now, what Tableau has done is it has plotted sales, and the color shading is based on the highest to lowest. If the sales is large, it is darker, and the sales is low, then it is lighter. Okay, and it's not necessary that you have to go with the same threshold. You can customize it. Let's say if I go to edit color, if I want to do a red green, only two steps. Any this is two steps, red or green. Let's say apply. Okay, and it's not giving good picture. Okay, because it is we are using the default one. Or you can write a formula. Okay, in Excel, if I want to write a formula, let's say if my sales, assume that sales is greater than say 5,000, then green, else red. In Excel, we write a formula in this way. Whereas in Tableau, we have to create a calculated field. Okay, what we'll do, create calculated field. I'll say, I'll name this as, the same thing that we did in Excel. We wrote a formula. In Tableau, you have to write a formula this way. You create a calculator. Now you write if condition, if my sum of sales, मेरे को एक्चुअली इसका 48,000 है ना, और हाईएस्ट इज 485,000. लेट्स से 100,000. Let's say seven. नहीं यार, 1 minute. So basically, there's a pre-analysis need to be done while creating this threshold. You need to find out mean, median, and mode and everything. But we'll take a random number right now. Let's say मेरा जो sales है वो अगर 50,000 के ऊपर है, then I'll say green. Okay. Else if my sum of sales is less than equal to 3,000, and my sum. So we wrote similar formula we wrote in Excel. Nothing new. It's exactly the same formula we are writing in Tableau. Sum of sales less than 5,000 but greater than say 20,000. Then number. लास्ट का मैं else. Similarly in Excel में हम लोग जो लिखते हैं लास्ट में, we do not have to put condition. We can directly put the color red. Okay. का जरूरत नहीं. And statement. Okay. So this is the syntax, for if condition, and there are a lot of formulas available. I mean, we are just, you know, complex formulas and everything is available in Tableau. We are writing a very basic formula. So our formula is ready. It is giving the calculation is valid. Now, in order to apply that in our dashboard, so currently it is taking color में sum of sales. We'll remove this. Okay. Okay, उसने field map दे दिया. Now जो हम लोग ने color का बनाया है, किधर गया? Color threshold. I'll put that in my color. Okay. So now see, it is basically now we need to manually change amber को amber देना है, green को green देना है, because Tableau is not very intelligent enough to automatically identify the color based on the string that we give in our. Okay. Now if you can want to put labels, you can put labels sales ka. Okay. And then so this is called field map. Okay. Let me put that in our dashboard. Field map. Okay. I will. Now we can use this in your dashboard. You can say use as a filter. Let's say आपको एक particular France का एक city का देखना है. You click on France that city and then all my dashboards is sliced for that particular region. So it is giving a 360-degree view. I mean, ये देखना है. Let's say आपको pie chart. If you all your visualization, if you are putting a use as a filter, then you are creating a 360-degree view. You can slice and dice whichever way you want. Okay. Let's say if you want to see only for this particular product, it belong to which, yeah, it belong to which segment, it belong to which region, right? This is how and all this feature is not available in Excel or you know the traditional reporting method that we were using in the past. Yeah, things are very advanced now. I mean, the pace that it is growing, it's very vast.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we'll see the second type of map, that is symbol map. Again, let me put city sales. Now we will take this one. Okay. So by default, what it does is it basically categorize based on the size. अगर size sales ज़्यादा है तो size of the bubbles will be larger. अगर sales कम है तो size of the bubble will be small. Okay. Now let's put a filter, country का filter, and I'll do show filter. I'll change this to drop down. Let's say Germany लेते हैं. Okay, now it is giving me the सिर्फ Germany का, and इसके ऊपर if you want to see, again you can apply the same color का इस पे. Let's say if I put color का threshold. Okay, it will give you the color based on the threshold that we have defined. Okay, or you can use uh, let's say sales का color, so it will give you the lighter to darker shade. Darker the shade means higher the, so all this customization is feasible. And one more good feature about um, field map is one more thing. I'll increase the size a bit. You can also have a pie chart. Okay, under the किधर गया segment. Okay, now put segment. See, now it is giving me वो region का कितना segment में segment wise distribution also. Okay, so these are really good, good features available in, I mean, most advanced, like it's available in Power BI also. It's so once you get comfortable with one tool now, like Tableau, some job you get comfortable, you become expert, then learning other tools becomes very easy. I mean, because the concept remains same. Uh, Whatever things you are able to do in Tableau, it's super easy to do in other tools also. That is what I have experienced. So I started learning Tableau. After that, I was working with eClerx, wherein we were supporting different clients. Some clients demanded a dashboard to be built in TIPCO Spotfire. Some demanded in different here. So one thing I noticed is I got comfortable with Tableau, but that knowledge can be applied on other tools as well. So it's not about the tool that you learn; it's about the expertise that you gain. How to create an insights. How to basically, create the visualization and everything. The same concept applies to other tools as well. Again, इसमें अगर if you want to put the labels, you can put. Okay, it becomes too cluttered also. So yeah, you need to ensure that your dashboard is very clean and it's giving you, giving the proper insights in one view. Okay, uh, let's move forward. Any questions on maps? All right, we'll now. Uh, okay, see, we already saw different types of charts, right? We saw combination chart, reference band, blended access, dual access, and everything. Okay, so these are the different charts available. I mean, not readily available. There is some workaround we need to do. Some readily availables are these ones. We have bar chart, we have stack chart, we have tree diagram, and we already saw all these things, right? Bubble chart is available and all those things. Okay, but there are different kinds of charts you can build on top of that. Like if you want to do a sales and profit in the same chart, you can. This is dual axis example. Okay, we saw how to do a dual axis. You can create a blended axis, yani एक ही इसमें if you want to see multiple products, combination chart. And then is someone trying to join here, you know?
I'm asking. I have one question.
Yeah, yeah, tell me.
That's why I raised that. Okay, Piyush, so see, last time I remember, like when you have initiated the tabular class, you said pie chart we can only use in the case when you have 8 or 10 things to show on the chart. It's when if it is more number, like high number of things to show in the chart, then it gets very clutter
Right,
and it don't make any sense to show it.
right.
So similar to that, like, do we have any kind of any documents or anything which can give us an idea? Okay, if you have this kind of scenario, then maybe you can. This is the best chart to
Huh.
refer, like a
I
schedule
mean, you
chart can refer.
right. No, yeah, yeah. I mean, there should be some information available in Google. Let me see if I can find. Yeah. So basically,
Yes,
yeah, it should be
because that
definitely
will give
there.
us some
Huh.
yeah
Hmm.
some idea. Okay, so if we have this kind of this number of variables, then we should use these,
Right.
and that will give some
Huh.
basic background of
Right.
why when we can
Visualization.
use this kind of.
So,
Yes,
yeah, I'll just give you an example of pie chart. So, pie chart can be used when you want to show the distribution percentage of 100%.
percent. Yes,
100%.
yes.
You cannot show समझो absolute value का sales. If you want to see region wise sales, you cannot use pie chart. Okay, let's say if you
Hmm.
want to, आपका 100% सेल्स है, कितना 100% सेल्स है, उसमें से कितना सेगमेंट में डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड है, in that kind of scenario you can use pie chart, right? So the entire pie is 100% and you are distributing it
Yeah.
across different segment. Yeah, similarly
यस,
there
पर
are different
लास्ट टाइम
use
आपने
cases.
बोला था ना कि
हाँ,
जैसे 100% के अंदर भी अगर 10
right,
आठ
right. हाँ,
वेरिएबल्स
हाँ,
है तो यूज करो, बट
exactly.
वरना यूज मत करो।
Right, right.
और तो ऐसे ही मैं एक्चुअली सोच रहा था कि सारे ऐसा कुछ रेफरेंस मिल जाता है कि बेसिकली ये
Right,
इस चीज को रिफर करने के लिए ऐसे चार्ट यूज होते हैं, तो फिर हम लोग को आइडिया हो जाता है अच्छा
right, right.
कि कब यूज करना है ऐसे।
हाँ, हाँ. Let me see. If I mean, I can also draft something, but I think it should be readily available somewhere in in Google. I should find it.
हिंदी
But
में।
yeah, let me
ओके
see if
ओके
I can find it for you.
ओके,
Okay.
थैंक
Okay. Now we'll move on to the different. See, we also saw the filtering, right? How to do the filter and everything in last. Okay, we'll now see uh, parameters. Okay. एक minute. Okay. So there is something called parameters. Now the example would be, okay, let's say एक मैंने बना दिया टॉप 10 का चार्ट बनाना है. If I want to create a top 10 chart, let's say by city, okay, add all member, then sales. I'll sort this. So this is from here you can sort. Okay, and let's say I put a filter for top 10 city. यहाँ पे city में I take the condition of top. यहाँ पे by field it is giving me a top 10. Okay, so now it is giving me a top 10. Now this is basically kind of a hard code value. You are not giving an user control uh, to define, how, like basically they want to see the top 10 or top 20. So for that you need to parameterize this chart. Okay, you need to give a user defined parameter. User will select कि मेरे को टॉप 10 देखना है कि टॉप 20 देखना है कि टॉप 30 देखना है. Okay, let's see how to do that. That concept is called parameters. Okay, now I'll create parameter. Okay, now this is how it looks. Type of parameter we want to create is, let's say, integer, or we can keep float also. Current value is 1, it's okay. Range I'll give minimum 1, maximum I can give say 30, and step size I can give 1. Okay, now I'll name this as top n. Okay, so top n. अब ये, so when I created top n, यहाँ पे वो आ गया देखो पैरामीटर के अंदर. Now when I click on this and click on show control, see it is giving me a parameter, but currently when I do an select put, it is not changing anything. It's a static parameter that I have created. Okay, static parameter. Now I want to link this with my chart. Okay, now what I'll do, जो मैंने filter डाला था city में, I'll go to edit filter. जो top में है, यहाँ पे hard को 10 के जगह पे I will link it with my parameter that I created, top n का. Okay, and now if I give, यहाँ पे if I do 10, it is giving me top 10. Now if I do 30, और मैक्सिमम मैंने फिर 30 डाला है, 30 का मैंने मैक्सिमम लिमिट डाला था, राइट. सी द पैरामीटर I've given a maximum is 30, step size 1, and then minimum 1. Okay, understood. No, what is the use of parameter? It's basically giving more control to the user. You're not just telling that you can only see top 10. You want to, what if I want to see top 20, top 30? This is how you do that. Top 20, top 30. Understood. So this, ये हो गया हम लोग का इंटीजर पैरामीटर. So we just saw one use case wherein we have used an integer parameter. Now we will see how to use a string parameter. ऑलरेडी है क्या, मैं डॉट डॉट डाल देता हूँ. लेट मी नाउ क्रिएट वन मोर पैरामीटर. Now हम लोग का use case will take the similar use case that we did in Excel. So when we, if you remember, when we created an Excel, we gave a radio button to switch between profit and sales. Okay, when I select profit, it was giving me profit in my chart, and when I select sales, it was giving me sales on the chart. Okay, we will try to do the similar thing here. We create a parameter. Now here the data type will be string. Okay, now इसका नाम मैं दूंगा कि select. Let's say I'm just giving you the name as select value list. Okay, here I'll give a name as sales profit. See now parameter, string parameter is ready. If I see this, it is giving me a drop down. Okay, so currently it is just a static parameter. We have not linked it with any of my chart. Now let's create a basic chart. Create a segment wise. sales. Okay, now currently this is giving me sales, but what I want कि मैं अगर profit select करूँ तो it should give me profit. When I select sales, it should give me sales. Let's see how to do that. What you need to do is you need to write a formula in Excel formula, and in the Tableau it is called calculated field. So let's see how to write a calculated field. What I'll do, I'll again write an if condition. If my parameter, this is the parameter I created, right? Select value. If my select value, so parameter will be always be in this color. If the color is this purple, that means what you have selected is parameter, is equal to sales, then take sum of sales. Else you can directly put it in else condition, because we just have two condition now. Else profit. Everyone understood the formula. So what we are doing, we are linking this parameter in our, we are using this parameter in our calculation. What I am saying, अगर मैं इधर sales select करता हूँ तो give me sum of sales, and else if the second option is profit, then give me profit. Okay, simple if condition we have written, okay, like this one. Okay, equal to if, हाँ, मतलब I don't, everyone understood this, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Now the name will be, कुछ भी दे दो, switch. ओके, अब मेरे को क्या करना है, ये मैंने जो पहले हार्ड कोड सेल्स डाला था, आई विल पुट माय स्विच कॉलम में इंस्टेड ऑफ सेल्स. ओके, नाउ इफ आई सिलेक्ट प्रॉफिट, it is giving me profit. Okay, now when I select sales, it is giving me sales. Understood? So what, very first thing what we did, we created this parameter. Okay, static parameter that we created, a string parameter, and then we assigned a, या दो वैल्यू इसमें, सेल्स और प्रॉफिट ये पैरामीटर में. We just wrote this. No, we can also take it from फील्ड से भी ले सकते हैं, बट फॉर आवर सिनेरियो वी जस्ट वांटेड सेल्स एंड प्रॉफिट यहाँ पे. नाउ वन, व्हाट आई did was, I created one calculated field. Instead of using sales, we want a calculated field which will be basically connected to my parameter. If my parameter is selected as sales, then give me sales, else profit. Okay, so when I select sales, it is giving me sales, and when I select profit, it is giving me profit. Good. All right, now let's understand sets. Okay, let me think of an example. Okay, uh, so sets is basically if you want to, what do you say, restrict the data. Okay, let me give a very simple example. Okay, जो कैटेगरी है, कितना कैटेगरी है, फर्नीचर ना, आई क्रिएट वन स्मॉल सेट, कैटेगरी में क्लिक करके इफ आई क्रिएट सेट, and I'll say I want to furniture को I want to exclude. Okay, furniture I want to exclude, and I click OK. So here it is created my set. Okay, now if I just put it in, it's put it here. Okay, and now if I put my category, okay, I'm only able to seeing two categories because I have excluded furniture using my set. Okay, even if you put it in filter, you will be able to see only two value, because set में मैंने, I have excluded furniture. Okay, so there is a very, I mean, lot of use cases. I mean, it's very commonly used. What I have given the example that I have just shown to explain you what is the use of set. It is basically to restrict the data set. Uh, you may, so there are say 100 categories. You just want to focus on 5 categories. You just create a set to exclude all those things and then put it in your filter shelf, so that now your dashboard is only giving you the data that you relevant data basically. Okay, it is excluding the data that you have excluded using set. Okay, now we'll see a very good example, how to use the set. I mean, how it is being used in the real scenario. Okay, now the scenario is, if you want to see top 5 products and the bottom 5 products. Okay, again we'll use a combination of set and parameter. Okay, so I have already created a parameter here. See, bottom 5. Let me just delete this and create a new one for. ये भी delete कर देता हूँ. Okay, so yeah, bottom 5 sets. Let me delete this also. Okay, let's just ignore this for now. Okay, very first thing what I'll do, I just need a top n का set. Okay, I want a user to control कितना दिखना है, top 5 देखना है, top 10 देखना है. So let's create a visualization first. Okay, I have um, सब categories कितना है, इतना ही है क्या? Sub category. Let's put product. Okay, and then let's put sales. Okay. Now what I want in one visualization, it should give me top 5 and bottom 5. Okay, उधर top 5 भी दिखना चाहिए और bottom 5 भी दिखना चाहिए. Let's see how to do that. For that I need to create uh, 2 parameters. Okay, I'll create a parameter 1. I'll give the name as top n. I'll change this to integer, and the range I will give is steps, let's say 20. Top n. Similarly, I'll just copy this. I'll create a duplicate, and I will say edit bottom n. We'll keep everything as same. Okay, I've created 2 parameters here. Let's put it in our dashboard. Show parameter, show parameter. Okay, and we'll change this to type in. Okay, I don't want this slicer. Okay, see, currently when I put anything, it is not changing, right? It is not, because we have not linked it with the chart yet. Now the next step will be to create a set. Create, ये क्या लिया आपने, प्रोडक्ट नेम ना, प्रोडक्ट नेम में विल क्रिएट ए सेट. I'll do one thing, create set. The condition will be top by field, and here instead of using 10, we'll use the parameter, the top n1 that we have created. Okay, top n, and we will name this as top n set. Okay, similarly I'll just I'll duplicate this, and I'll create a one set for bottom bottom 5. The condition that instead of top we'll select bottom, and the parameter that we will use is bottom n. Okay, this one. The earlier one we use this parameter. We already exist here. Okay. So we created two sets. Okay, one is this one. Let me. So these two sets we created, right? Top and set. तो इसमें मैंने क्या किया है? I have given an condition that it should be based on the top n, that is the parameter that I have created, this one. Okay, and the bottom one is based on the second parameter that I have created. Okay, now what I will do, I'll select both this and I will say create combine set, top n and bottom n. This is the combined set which I have combined these two set into one, and now if I put this into the filter, see it is filtering the condition. Let's say यहाँ पे if I put say 20, and if I यहाँ पे भी मैं ले लेता हूँ. See now because the data is I mean bottom में कुछ भी नहीं है, it is not giving the data, but ideally Shimoko, we should have taken something else here. Let me do this once again. Okay, let me do this once again. I wanted to show how it looks actually. Okay, category नहीं, हाँ, category भी नहीं, subcategory. Okay, let's take subcategory. Okay, so the requirement that we will do now is we'll use the same parameters bottom and or top n का जो हम लोग create किया था, but the sets we'll have to create one more because the earlier sets that we created was with the product. Okay, now we need to create a sets based on subcategory. Okay, so let's see. Create a set top by field. This is my top n set category. यहाँ पे instead of giving a hard code value, I'll give a parameter that I have created. Okay, I will duplicate this and will create a similar one for the bottom one. यहाँ पे I'll give bottom. These are the two sets. So when you create a set, this is the icon that it creates, and this is the way to identify that it's a set. Um, okay. Now I'll create a combine set based on this. I'll click both, and I'll do right click and say combine, and I'll give the name as top and bottom categories. Now if I put this in the filter, और मेरा पैरामीटर किधर गया? Show parameter control. Okay. I need this as type in. Okay, now this is my top two and this is my bottom two. नहीं, किधर तो लफड़ा हुआ है. अरे यार यहाँ पे बॉटम नहीं सिलेक्ट किया आपने बॉटम में. Okay, so now it is giving me मेरा top two भी और bottom भी. See the mistake that we did was, we did not change. मैंने जब duplicate create किया, I need to select a bottom here. We The idea here, the visualization that we are trying to create is in the same view. I want to see which are my top categories, top two categories, and which are my bottom two categories by sales. Okay. Now let's say if I want to see my top three performing and top and bottom three. Now it is giving me top three upper ka. Now there is a way, there should be way to, you know maybe we can do the color coding to segregate this. uh, let's see. Okay, I'll put sales in my, yeah. Okay, and I'll do an edit color. I'll do this as step 2 because दो ही condition है. And let this be. Okay, now I think it's looking good. Okay, it is giving me मेरा, let's say top 4 यहाँ पे भी bottom 4. Okay, so this is called, I mean, this is the one of the use case for sets. Okay, again, there are a lot of use cases for set, but this is the one which I have used in one of the visualization for one of my stakeholder, wherein we wanted to use show both products, which are my top performing product as well as my low performing product by sales and everything. Yeah. Now, how much time we have? Okay. Okay. Let's see one more thing. Okay. Okay. Now we'll see how to get a different data set in your dashboard. Okay. Okay, see, it's not, in a real scenario, it's not, it will not be case that you have just one data set in your dashboard. Life will not never be so easy. You definitely have to deal with multiple data sets, and there will be multiple data sets that you need to put in your dashboard. So currently we just have one data set here. Okay, and all the visualization that we have created from the same uh, data set, that is sample superstore ka. Now let's say there's a requirement from client, yeah, or whatever, I mean, stakeholder or client, they want to show, किधर डाला मैंने, tableau data set. Okay, store info. Okay, now this is the second data set which I want to inject in my tableau dashboard. It is basically giving me state wise कितना stores है. Okay, state wise, region wise. Now I'll put this in my data set. Okay, so it's a simple, very small data set. Is giving me state wise, city wise, region wise, segment wise, how many stores we have. Okay, now I'll go to data source. From here you can add a new data source. Okay, from here if you see new data source, go to Excel. I'll say superstore info. Okay, so I have injected a new data set. Now when you create a new sheet, you will be able to see two different data sets. Okay, Tableau will ask you, you want to create visualization from which data set. Now let's create a small chart from here, segment wise. Store count I'll do. Okay. Okay. Now let's create. Yeah, you have any question?
Piyush, just had a question.
Hmm.
This we can't do in Tableau Public.
Tableau?
Can we do this?
No,
Can we take from both the? Can we take both datas?
no, I didn't get your question. What are you trying to?
You just took two datas,
Two
sample
data sets.
superstore
Yeah.
and store info.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
can we take this in Tableau Public also?
Huh, Tableau Public also you can attach.
All right.
So if I share this data sets with you, you can attach it. See, Tableau Public may if you open na, I also have Tableau Public now. It is giving you an option to select the data sets na. अच्छा, I think मेरा version remind me later. Yeah, it is giving you an option na. Let's say I select this one first. Uh, किधर गया? Transition. Let's say if I create this data set, okay? Tableau Public. This
Uh,
is Tableau Public.
okay.
Huh. And if I want to add one more data, so it is allowing na.
Okay.
Okay. The same thing. Whatever you can do in Tableau desktop, you can do this in Tableau. There is no difference in the feature. Okay. The only thing is that no, you'll not able to save. See, यहाँ पे save का option नहीं आता है. You need to publish it
हाँ
in your, okay, because whatever you put here ना, that
हाँ
goes into server. यहाँ पे जाके publish करना पड़ता है तुमको. डैशबोर्ड बनाएंगे ना,
हम्म,
यहाँ पे जाके publish
हाँ
करना पड़ता है server में. Uh, Only then it gets saved in the Tableau server. Whereas the difference is,
हम्म,
अभी ये जो Tableau desktop है, it is allowing you to save the file in your local machine. Tableau Public doesn't allow
हाँ
you to save it in your local machine. You have to put it in the server, and the data goes to. I mean, it is accessible to anyone in the world. Okay,
okay okay
that's the only difference. Otherwise, feature-wise, there is no change. Okay.
okay
Now let's continue. Okay. Uh,
okay
okay. So what I did was I added one more data set. Okay. Now let's create charts with sheet 12. Okay. Okay. This is my store info. What I'm explaining you is the blending concept. Okay. Now I'll show you what I'm trying to say. Okay. We'll take one visualization from our superstore का ये. Let's say stack chart किधर है? Okay. Bar chart. I don't want this. I'll make this as automatic. Hmm. So this is coming from my superstore ka, and then finally oh sheet 23. I'm going to store store info. And this is coming from my second data set, right? I'll do this fit entire view. Now इसमें मेरे को अगर if I want to apply filter, let's say filter है state का. Okay, state का filter नहीं डाला हम लोग ने. I'll go to sheet and I will पहले इसे निकाल देता हूँ मैं and say state और किधर गया मैंने अभी डैशबोर्ड बनाया हो बहुत डैशबोर्ड बना दिए हाँ so here I have taken a state का filter okay I'll change this to drop down okay now when I change this it is applying to only this okay Now last time we saw, if we change this to apply all using this data source, okay, it will still apply to this only, because this chart is coming from one data source and this is coming from different data source, right? Now if you want to apply this particular draw ये अपना filter on this chart also, there is an option available, all using related data source. What it means, if it so Tableau is intelligent enough to identify कि if there is any common fields in the both data sets. अभी इसमें state common है, इसमें भी state है, इसमें भी state है. Hence if I do this यहाँ पे apply using related data source, now it is getting applied. See, it is filtering both, right? So this is one of the blending concept. Okay, this is called data blending concept. So the one concept is data joining. Okay, wherein you join the data, like order का देखा था हम लोग ने, और return order का, we joined the data. Here we want to blend we are using multiple data source, we want to blend it uh, using a common link, and the common link is state. Now this state we are using in both, even though this state we have taken from this data set, but we are using this as a filter for both of my visualization. Okay, any questions here? Okay, so the last thing I wanted to show was, you know, so there are two types of connection available. One is live connection and one is extract connection. Okay, now when you save the dashboard, if you keep the connection as live, it is directly connected with your data source. Okay, that is in our case it is Excel. But when you create extract, okay, it basically creates a layer between your dashboard and your data source. It's basically the major use of this is to performance. When you keep a live connection and if you have too much of data, your dashboard performance will not be that good. You create an extract connection and then save it as twbx. Okay, when you for live connection it will be twb, and for extract connection it will be twbx. Okay, let's say training session 2. If I save it here, it will ask me to create an extract. Okay, when I do create extract, okay, so now it has established, it has created a layer between your visualization and your data source. So, and you can now control, yeah, when you want to refresh your extract. Now so even though you update your Excel file, it will not immediately reflect in your the changes that you do in your data, it will not immediately reflect in your Tableau dashboard unless you refresh the extract. Okay, here from here you have to, there is some error, क्या हो गया अभी इसको पता नहीं. अच्छा, सी नाउ वी गेटिंग an option called refresh extract. हम लोग का डैशबोर्ड जब तक रिफ्रेश नहीं होगा जब तक हम लोग एक्सट्रैक्ट रिफ्रेश करें. Whereas the pre scenario when we kept the live connection, हम लोग डेटा में इट वाज सिमिलर टू द एक्सेस में हम लोग ने देखा ये वाला लिंक टेबल, इट इज सिमिलर टू दैट. वट एवर चेंजेस यू मेक इन योर data source, it will immediately reflect in your dashboard. But the disadvantage is it makes your the performance of your dashboard very weak, because it's a live connection. And generally, no no one uses live connection. They keep an extract connection. And then Tableau server में options है कि you can give a schedule कि शाम को 5 बजे आपको रिफ्रेश करना है एक्सट्रैक्ट, तो अपने आप रिफ्रेश कर देगा. Okay, so this is how you set up an automation in real world, real, you know what do you say, environment. You create a dashboard, you create an extract connection, and then scheduler extract to get it refreshed at a particular time. Okay, I think we are coming end to the to our entire training program. I think it's been 2 months. We I think by almost 2 months we have started with this training program.
Mhm.
Uh, I think we'll have one more session next week. Okay, in which Huh? Introduction to SQL.
Okay.
Introduction to SQL I can give. Okay. Introduction to SQL will be a very quick session. Half an hour. I'll just quickly explain you. We'll not go into the detail of the coding and everything, but I'll help you understand and why SQL is
Mhm.
important. Why do we need SQL basically? Okay. And then we will see one use case in Tableau. We'll see one small use case. I'll take for now. Then I think we'll conclude our training program. Okay.
Okay.
I think we are done for the today. So yeah. If you
Hmm.
have any questions, you can, you do not have to wait for, as I said, do not have to wait for this weekly sessions. Just, message me on WhatsApp and we can connect at available time.
Okay.
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 Already. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay,
I'll
okay,
share
Piyush.
the
Right.
recording.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Piyush.
Thanks.